Also, just talk about how things are going thus far now that the veterans and the rookies are kind of commingling and getting out there and making some plays.
I feel like things are going well, especially it being spring. I feel like things are coming along well. Everyone's being smart about how we're practicing. We're getting the right things that we want, which is our technique and our conditioning.
Oh, so with Marcus leaving, just how do you feel like the responsibility for leadership and everything for someone like yourself has kind of elevated a little bit?
Definitely elevated just having a guy like D-Law who's been doing it for a long time. Having him gone definitely puts a little bit more on me and Micah's plate just as far as like leadership and leading by example. But we got good vets in there too. Solly came in. Dante's been here before, and they both been doing it for a long time as well. So we got good leadership in the room.
Was it easy or was it hard to erase what happened last year, how y'all season finished?
I feel like it's not really. I wouldn't say it's anything to erase. Like you address it, you look at it. Obviously, it wasn't like the year that we wanted, but like I say all the time, when you ask me about past things in this game of football, you don't have time to dwell on the past.
And that's why, like what Shot has been able to do with the energy and those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
Some examples of the energy that he's bringing to you guys.
Just very high energy, like, you know what I mean? A very high level of enthusiasm and love for this game and just the team, and just building a culture of like connection and brotherhood. Talking about what's important to everybody, like people's why. People get up in front of the team and like explain to everybody and just give a little backstory on like the things that are important to them, like things that they're doing in the community and just ways that we can support each other.
Culture is kind of a word that gets thrown around from a lot of teams. I guess how is Brian Schottenheimer? He talked about being authentic. How do you see it different in maybe a genuine culture push from him?
I mean, just like the stuff that I was just saying, like pushing connection and supporting each other, and not only just on the field and giving everything that you got on the field for the guy to your left and to your right, but just like if someone has something that's important to them off the field, like showing up for that. Like if someone's doing a camp, like showing and supporting and just helping people to give back and helping people with what's important to them off the field.
How do you measure progress at this point, where really into like the first couple of weeks of training camp, measure progress when you're not in full pads and there's not the physical part?
It's got to take it one day at a time.
But I'm sorry, the progress of the team overall and not just individually, is there a way?
I would say same thing. You gotta take it one day at a time. Like, it's all new for everyone, so it's hard to really measure progress. I feel like you just gotta wait until like season and just season by season kind of look at it.
You mentioned leadership. You and Micah kind of filling that void with Marcus Lawrence gone. How much have you seen from Micah this offseason? Schottenheimer said he's been in and out of OTAs. What have you seen from Micah in terms of picking up that leadership?
I mean, just feeding positivity into everyone. Emphasizing that everybody has like playmaking ability, and that should be the mentality of everybody on the line. Like, you know what I mean? Just making that mentality like you're a playmaker. Everyone on this line is a playmaker, so every play should have that in mind, and just preaching stuff like that.
Speaking of playmakers, you mentioned Solomon a little bit earlier. What have you seen from him so far, and just what can he do and bring for the Cowboys defensive line?
I mean, I think he brings a lot to the table. I see like a lot of athleticism, a lot of strength there. Fits the scheme and what we're being asked to do as well. And then that same leadership, he's worked with White Cotton before, and he kind of knows the scheme very well, is familiar with what White Cotton's asking everyone to do. So just being able to ask questions and, help guys out, lead by example.
Do you have any personal goals for the season?
Yes. No. I'm not gonna tell you.
Given the way Eberflus emphasizes the position you play, how do you see your opportunities and responsibilities being different?
I think just based on some of the things that we're being asked to do right now, like I was going back and just watching some of the tape from last year. I'm like, if I was doing the stuff that we're being coached to do now, like I'm making this play, I'm making that play. So just seeing that there's going to be a lot more opportunities based on the stuff that he's having us do.
Osa, how have you had to maybe change, improve, adjust your leadership style and the way you kind of go about it?
I mean, I would say just continue to approach it the same way, keeping that same hunger. I feel like example leadership is the way I've always led. I'm not someone that talks a ton or like a rah-rah guy. Like, I'm just going to lead by example. You can always ask me questions. I'm always here. I'll tell you if something's not right, and just keep it real simple.
You were talking about Taylor's basketball skills. How are your basketball skills?
Terrible. My basketball. I don't got any buckets for anybody. What were you saying?
Have you seen enough of Tyler Guyton in OTAs? I mean, they're talking about him today as being
improved from last year, and he feels the same way. Have you had any experience with him in practice to notice a difference?
Not a ton, just because I'm a D tackle. He's a O tackle. I get a down block at the most. And we're not doing too much in OTAs, but I can look at him and tell, like, he's been working. You know what I mean? He looks like he's in really good shape. He's moving well. Looks like he put on some muscle. So I'm excited to see how does when we put some pads on.
Do you think there's a learning curve for rookies to kind of figure out not only like how to play in the league, but also how to eat right, how to work out stuff? And then have you seen just transitions of like, oh, hey, that's obviously paying off? Tyler was talking about how that's worked for him.
1,000%. Even for myself, like, you come in, you're doing pre-draft stuff your rookie year, then you're right into OTAs, right into training camp season, and then, like, you have to put together your off season by yourself pretty much the next year with no structure, whereas, like, you're used to being in college, waking up at this time, being here, you're like, you know what I mean? Like, the structure is already kind of in place, so when you get to the league, that's what they say when you got to be a pro, is you have to be professional and disciplined to structure your own days and structure your own planning and like your training and stuff like that.
Did you ever make a change in your diet that like you saw instant impact?
I wouldn't say instant, but like definitely changed my diet up. I feel like I learned a lot during my pre-draft, so I just kind of carried all the stuff that I did like pre-draft into my NFL off seasons.
What do you see in year 3 Mazy Smith versus when he came in as a rookie, as far as growth, progression, things like that?
I mean, I just like the way he's moving. You know what I mean? Like, I like what I'm seeing. It's hard to explain, but he's definitely moving faster. He looks like he's quick. He's getting off the ball. He's running, you know? So, and we can't do too much right now. Like, we're being very smart. As when we're in team periods, we're not really being too physical because you're not supposed to be. So, can't really talk too much on that, but I can tell that he's been working for sure.
What's the biggest challenge for an interior D tackle going through the third defensive system in 3 years? What would you say kind of the biggest things you need to change?
I would say like going through the coaching staff change last year taught me a lot. Obviously, just like being like doing what you're being asked to do and stuff like that. You know, just making sure you continue to do what you do best through like any style or scheme. Like obviously, like knowing like what you got to do, but also not sacrificing like the things that got you to the league and like playing to your strengths and stuff like that.
Given the UCLA connection, have you gravitated toward Toya, or do you take a special interest in helping him early in his career?
I wouldn't say like a special interest. That's definitely like my UCLA guy, but I treat him all the same.
Cool. Thank you, Osa. Thanks.